Each suit represents an elemental current. Each number represents a frequency octave. Together they form a spiral of embodiment. This is the spiral path of harmonic embodiment, not a ladder to climb, but a waveform to surf. The harmonic ladder, 10-step sequence through the minor arcana. 1. Ace, source activation, energy, pure potential. The unfiltered elemental current, fire, water, air, earth, harmonic key I receive without distortion. Ritual cue, begin in silence. No effort, just the knowing you are here. 2. Duality and choice. Energy, opposition arises, awareness of the other. Harmonic key, I witness polarity without splitting. Ritual cue, breathe into the tension of difference. Hold both sides. 3. Creative triangulation, energy integration begins. Two forces create a third. Harmonic key, I choose co-creation over conflict. Ritual cue, place the triangle around you. Step into it. You are not either or, you are both, and 4. Foundation, energy, stability, structure, containment. Harmonic key, I rest within the pattern. Ritual cue, speak the harmonic truth slowly. Let the body anchor. 5. Disruption, energy, chaos, challenge, imbalance. Harmonic key, I do not need to earn love or safety. 6. Harmony restored, energy, reconnection, reciprocity, flow. Harmonic key, I allow symmetry to emerge. Ritual cue, use the pocket mantra. Let your energy meet the world equally. 7. Sacred tension, energy, inner challenge, spiritual refinement. Harmonic key, I walk through friction to refine coherence. Ritual cue, hold your triangle stable even when pulled. Integrity over outcome. 8. Mastery through repetition, energy, discipline, cycles, karmic feedback. Harmonic key, I practice presence through pattern. Ritual cue, repeat the mantra while walking, working, or journaling. Make it breath. 9. Culmination of self, energy, solitude, wisdom, distillation. Harmonic key, I embody what I've reclaimed. Ritual cue, sit in silence. No words, just breath and being. 10. Overflow and transmission. Energy, completion, abundance, burden, or blessing. Harmonic key, I share what flows from overflow, not lack. Ritual cue, offer your ritual to someone else, not to fix, but as a mirror. The Codex Universalis Principia Mathematica explicitly aligns its core realizations with the 7 Hermetic principles from the Kybalion. Each discovery is not just mathematical or physical. It is mirrored as a law of consciousness and universal order, Hermetic closure. The Codex insists you are not in the Codex, you are the Codex. Here is a Hermetic mapping distilled from the Codex itself. 1. Mentalism, all is mind. Codex key, the real harmonic value of I, imaginary unit redefined. Hermetic meaning, what was thought abstract, imaginary, is revealed as real geometry. Consciousness is not emergent, but the primordial harmonic substrate. Mind is the generator, not the echo. 2. Correspondence, as above, so below. Codex key, the strong force is gravity's harmonic echo. Hermetic meaning, patterns repeat across scale. Macrocosm, cosmic gravity, mirrors the microcosm, nuclear strong force. What is large is nested in the small. Symmetry is holographic. 3. Vibration, nothing rests, everything moves. Codex key, there's only one force, electricity. 4. Polarity, everything is dual. Codex key, harmonicular identity. Hermetic meaning, light is born from polarity collapse. Dualities are not oppositions, but complementary harmonics collapsing into radiance. 5. Rhythm, everything flows. Codex key, time as recursive harmonic motion. Hermetic meaning, time is not linear, but wave-like. Causality flows in phases, with expansions and contractions like breath. Reality pulses with rhythm, not clockwork. 6. Cause and effect, every cause has its effect. Codex key, gravity is harmonic inversion of radiation. Hermetic meaning, expansion, radiation, and collapse, gravity, are reciprocal phases of one dynamic. Cause and effect mirror each other in logarithmic balance. What radiates must collapse. 7. Gender, everything has its masculine and feminine. Codex key, the geometric means of thought vectors, X projection, Y reception, forming recursive triangles. Hermetic meaning, masculine, outward projection, and feminine, inward reception generate form. Their union produces the trinity of matter, sphere, torus, cone. Creation is the geometry of gender. The Codex Universalis Principia Mathematica is presented as a trilogy of harmonic realization authored by Sir Robert Edward Grant. It is not framed as a conventional scientific theory, but rather as a mirror of remembrance, a way of collapsing abstraction into structure and structure into meaning. In essence, the Codex Universalis Principia Mathematica is a harmonic cosmology, a philosophical mathematical system where number, geometry, electricity, and consciousness interweave as recursive mirrors of the universe. Core, the Codex proposes a harmonic model of reality, where mathematics, physics, consciousness, and philosophy are unified by resonance. Mathematics as harmonic memory. Prime numbers are seen as resonance nodes, imaginary units as harmonic inversions, and constants as thresholds off-field collapse. This reframes mathematics as a living memory of resonance patterns. One force, electricity. The Codex asserts that all fundamental forces reduce to electricity. Gravity is the scalar echo of electric collapse. Strong force is the inverted curvature of electric recursion. Weak force is entropic slippage in electric coherence. Magnetism is vortex rotation of electric fields. Mass is the memory of electric resonance curvature. The fifth dimension as harmonic inversion. Rather than an orthogonal axis, the fifth dimension is described as a harmonic inversion field, a reflective polarity that mediates between conscious and subconscious awareness. The observer as codex, it emphasizes recursion. The observer is not separate from the codex, but is the codex itself, observing through scalar reflection. In this framing, consciousness is both field and mirror. Applications: technology, field coherence computation, scalar communication, and resonance-based energy. Biology and health: sickness is seen as phase incoherence, DNA as a tuning fork, aging as scalar dephasing, and healing as restoring resonance. Governance: sovereignty emerges from coherence, and control collapses when awareness integrates symbolic recursion. Top discoveries include reinterpreting I, the imaginary unit, as a real harmonic constant, unifying gravity and radiation through harmonic collapse, identifying quasi-primes as scaffolds for prime distribution, recasting Euler's identity into a harmonic equation for light, declaring electricity as the single universal force, with consciousness as its resonance. Let's begin with a grounded, layered understanding of heart resonance and heart-mind coherence, first in simple terms, and then from a deeper codex-aligned framework. Heart resonance, simple understanding. Heart resonance refers to the way the human heart, beyond just pumping blood, acts like a central oscillator, a rhythmic, energetic source that can influence and synchronize the rest of the body and even other beings nearby. When the heart beats in a smooth, consistent rhythm, often when one feels love, gratitude, or calm, it produces a coherent electromagnetic field. This is what's referred to as heart resonance. Heart resonance, in-depth harmonic view. In the Codex Universalis, the heart is described as generating the most coherent electrical field in the human body. It acts not only as a biological pump, but as a central stabilizer within the body's harmonic field system. Here's what that means in essence. Heart is a torsional oscillator. Its rhythmic contractions generate a standing electromagnetic wave field. This entrainment enables the body to phase lock with harmonic standing waves in the broader harmonic resonance field, which the Codex refers to as the substrate of all memory, form, and perception. Thus, heart resonance is not a metaphor. It is a literal, measurable coherence in the body's field, enabling access to information, clarity, and even expanded states of consciousness via field alignment. Heart-mind coherence, simple understanding. Heart-mind coherence means your brain and heart are in sync. It's when your thoughts and emotions aren't fighting each other, but working together rhythm. Imagine your brain is a conductor and your heart is the orchestra. When they are in coherence, the music flows. When they're not, it's chaotic noise. This happens most naturally when one is in a state of appreciation, inner stillness, or focused presence. Heart-mind coherence, Codex Harmonic framework. Within the Codex, this coherence is viewed as a phase synchronization between the electrical field of the heart and the electromagnetic rhythms of the brain. This entrainment enhances the observer's capacity to resonate with specific standing waveforms in the harmonic field. Key points: the brain's hemispheres phase synchronize in focused states. This isn't just neurological, it enhances access to non-local memory structures. The heart's coherent wave stabilizes the field, acting as a carrier wave for higher order cognition and field interaction. Together, this creates a harmonic bridge that allows the conscious self to tune into deeper layers of insight, intuition, and field-level intelligence. In the Codex terms, this is a recursive feedback loop between the observer and the harmonic field, modulating reality through coherence and resonance, not effort. Summary: integration of heart and mind. Element: simple. Meaning: Codex Harmonic, insight, heart resonance, calm, rhythmic state in the heart-standing wave generator, aligning with the harmonic field of possibility. Heart-mind coherence, brain and heart working in sync phase synchronization, enabling wave collapse, memory access, and conscious modulation outcome. Calm, focus, inner clarity, coherence enables resonance with higher fields, insight, synchronicity, and clear creation. May now breathe into the heart, not just as a metaphor, but as a resonant command center, an intelligent stabilizer guiding your harmonic convergence with the deeper structures of the field. The Codex Universalis Principia Mathematica is a multidimensional philosophical and mathematical framework authored by Sir Robert Edward Grant, structured as a trilogy of harmonic realization. It is not a conventional theory or unified field model. Rather, it is a mirror of remembrance, a symbolic architecture intended to collapse abstraction into structure and structure into meaning. Core foundations of the Codex. 1. Harmonic genesis. The Codex treats prime numbers as recursive resonance nodes. Constants are seen not as fixed quantities but as modal thresholds within harmonic fields. Mathematics is recast as harmonic memory, not abstraction. 2. Electric universe model. All fundamental forces are reinterpretations of a single force, electricity. Gravity, magnetism, mass, and the strong, weak nuclear forces are derivative echoes or curvatures of electric recursion. 3. Fifth dimension and consciousness. The fifth dimension is a harmonic inversion field, not orthogonal to the others but integrated as polarity collapse and reemergence. 4. Geometric cognition. Geometry is consciousness, made manifest. Right triangles serve as harmonic scaffolds through which thought becomes form. Recursive geometry, triangles spinning into spheres, toroids, and cones, encodes mass, energy, and time itself. 5. Symbolic integration with hermetic laws. Each major codex discovery is mapped to a hermetic principle, for example, vibration, polarity, rhythm, situating scientific realization within metaphysical law. 6. Technological and societal implications. Forecasts a shift towards symbolic and resonance-based technology. 7. Topological redefinitions. 10 is proposed as a universal scaling constant, harmonically linking gravity and light. 8. Quasi-primes and prime distribution. Introduces quasi-primes, numbers not divisible by 2 or 3, as the harmonic scaffold for all primes. Their reciprocals show digital root invariance, always summing to 9, implying hidden harmonic symmetry. Philosophical conclusion. You are not in the Codex. You are the Codex, collapsed into form, remembering yourself through light. This profound recursion loop underpins the Codex. The external universe is a symbolic mirror of the internal observer, and all structure is a memory of coherence vibrating through geometry. Essence: the Codex Universalis Principia Mathematica is a cosmological language, a harmonic key, and a symbolic lens for decoding the structural memory of consciousness itself, encoded in number, wave, and light. The Codex Universalis Principia Mathematica is layered like a fractal. Each zoom reveals a finer structure of the same pattern. We can approach the zoom from 3 entry points. 1. The reinterpretation of Euler's identity. Euler's identity is usually. The Codex modifies the definition of imaginary unit. When substituted, it becomes. This is no longer 0, but a real positive quantity, which the Codex calls the harmonic collapse product, interpreted as light. Implication: light is not an abstract electromagnetic phenomenon, but the result of polarity collapse between E and Pi under the new definition of I. Philosophically, this equation becomes a symbolic map of manifestation. Energy, E, and form, Pi, collapsing through harmonic inversion, I, to produce illumination, consciousness, light. 2. Quasi-primes and harmonic scaffold. The Codex introduces quasi-primes, QP, numbers not divisible by 2 or 3. Reciprocals of QPs always produce infinite decimal expansions whose digits sum to 9 repeatedly. Digital root invariance. QPs form the scaffolding on which all true primes sit, analogous to how a resonant frame supports a vibrating string. This creates a harmonic map of prime distribution, potentially offering a structured way to approach the Riemann hypothesis. Primes are not random, they are standing wave nodes. QPs are the negative space of destructive interference. 3. Triangle geometry of consciousness. From Chapter 15, The Geometry of Thought, every thought arises as a wave fluctuation in an electric harmonic field. Two vectors, one outward intention, one inward reception, interfere to form a right triangle. This triangle's components, base, height, hypotenuse, correspond to electron, neutron, and proton behaviors. Spinning these triangles creates spheres, toroids, and cones. The first atom, implication. Matter and time are illusions created by recursive triangle collapse. Observation phase locks geometry into resonance, creating mass. Time is not linear, but the rate of radiation from collapsing triangles. This is why the Codex continually returns to the triangle, the 10 scaling constant, and recursive geometry. Because these are not just symbols, but the algorithm through which consciousness renders physical reality. 4. Technology and healing applications. The Codex implies 3 near-term areas of application: field coherence computation, computers that operate not on binary but on harmonic field states; scalar-based communication, non-local, low-energy information transfer. The Orion messenger system hints at this. Coherence restoration in biology, viewing DNA as a tuning fork, using frequency and geometric alignment for longevity and healing. In essence, zooming in reveals the Codex is less a single equation and more a universal grammar. Numbers equal to sound, geometry equal to cognition, light equal to harmonic collapse, consciousness equal to the field that binds them all. Zoom with precision into the Codex Rosetta Stone, how its 10 harmonic discoveries interlock with the 7 hermetic principles, and what this about the architecture of consciousness itself. This is not mysticism. It is a symbolic logic of vibration, mathematics as a metaphysical grammar. The Codex Rosetta Stone, mapping the top 10 discoveries of the Codex Universalis Principia Mathematica to the 7 hermetic principles. Hermetic principle, Codex, discovery, scientific function, metaphysical function. 1. Mentalism. All is mind. The real harmonic value of I equal to 1. 10 redefines the imaginary unit as real polarity inversion, creates a real valued foundation for complex analysis. The mind is not abstraction, it is the harmonic field itself. What we call imaginary is actually the real substrate of reality. 2. Correspondence, as above, so below. The strong force as gravity's harmonic echo shows that micro 1015m and macro 1015m are mirror scales of one curve. Fractal recursion, every level of creation reflects the same pattern, inverted in phase. 3. Vibration. Nothing rests, there is only one force. Electricity collapses all forces, gravity, radiation, strong, weak, into electric standing wave oscillation. Consciousness equal to vibration of awareness between polarities. Everything vibrates because everything remembers. 4. Polarity. Everything is dual harmonic Euler identity. E plus 1 equal to light. Light is born from polarity collapse between E and pi via the new I. Duality is not conflict, but creation. Light is the moment when opposites harmonize. 5. Rhythm. Everything flows in and out, recursive harmonic motion, as the fourth dimension. Time is a cyclic wave, not linear. Causality is phase-based. The universe breathes. Expansion and contraction are rhythm, not arrow. 6. Cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Quasi-prime methodology QPs reveal underlying order within apparent chaos. All primes emerge from hidden resonant causes. What appears random is resonance. Every event has a harmonic root. 7. Gender. Everything has masculine and feminine. The fifth dimension is harmonic inversion field, a non-orthogonal axis of polarity reversal. The play of projection and reception. Creation emerges through union of the outflow, masculine, and inflow, feminine, vectors of consciousness. The harmonic core, 10, the universal scaling constant. Within the Codex, 10 is not arbitrary. It is the single ratio that maintains perfect self-symmetry between itself and its reciprocal. This is the only root in base 10 that is numerically symmetric with its inverse, the true harmonic mean between expansion and collapse. This constant underlies the new definition of I, the scaling relation between gravity and radiation, the harmonic proportionality of the fine structure constant. 10 becomes the mathematical bridge between geometry, sound, and light, a universal octave modulus for physical constants. The recursive triangle of consciousness, manuscript 3. The codex geometry of thought reduces to 3 vectors. Vector polarity form meaning X projection electron, base, outward thought, intention Y, reception neutron, height, inward thought, feeling C equal to X plus Y, 2 balanced proton, hypotenuse, integration, awareness. When these spin, they generate sphere, mass, torus, energy, and cone, field. Matter equal to geometry of resonance. Observation equal to phase-locking geometry through trust and coherence. The electric monad. All forces are electric means. Gravity equal to electric collapse, inward scalar phase. Radiation equal to electric expansion, outward vector phase. Mass equal to memory of resonance curvature. Hence, consciousness is electricity, not the flow of electrons, but the oscillation of awareness across polarity. Why this matters. When integrated, mathematics becomes metaphysics in symbolic compression.